Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream for the evening. We are getting started a little bit early. It's around 10:40, and we're going to go ahead and jump into another standard event here on MTG Arena. First things first, we're going to re-roll one of these quests, try and get another 750. We did not. We're also not going to complete that tonight. We will complete this one tonight though, so we won't lose out on a quest spot, and we'll get some bonus gold. As we've been doing, I'm just going to real quick throw the deck list up on the screen so you can see what we're working with. Just like the last few nights, I am still working on the last few rare wild cards to complete the deck, so we have some somewhat budgeted concessions. However, I'm not going to go into too much detail. I keep saying, and I promise I am going to do it eventually, I'm going to go back and either clip one of the old videos that I covered the deck list in more detail, or I am just going to get on a little bit earlier one night and record a detailed deck tech for the deck that I'm hoping to post as a highlight. But for now, just ask me in chat any questions that you have about the list, anything I've omitted that you want to know about, anything I've included that you want to know about, numbers, whatever. Just let me know. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just give me a comment and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into a game. I tried to adjust a few audio settings today. That was the thing I did today to try and improve the stream little by little. So hopefully you guys won't hear me as much when I'm gulping down some water on stream. But maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe it's worse. This is kind of the test for that. It's hard for me to test some of those things without being live, and so we just kind of do it in real time. But this hand is obviously terrible, so we're going to start off with a mulligan. And this hand is a lot better. We're going to throw back the excess chariot and get to battling. We are on the play. Our opponent kept 7. Wackjack, starting off with a Jawari Disruption. Okay, we pick up a bonus 2-drop that hopefully we'll be able to make use of at some point. Double spelling perhaps. Looks like we've got Izzet. The Cathartic Pyre. So I think the lists that run Cathartic Pyre tend not to also run Dragon Fire, so they tend not to be the Dragony version I have found. And also sometimes they're the more combo-y treasure oriented version, with the second ability there sometimes being useful in that style of deck more so than others. So I'm not 100% sure what we're playing against, other than I don't expect to see eggs or gold spans if I had to guess. But I mean, if we do see them, I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility or anything like that. So I do like that he's letting us get a chariot online this turn. That is nice. Depending on what they do on their turn, we may copy the clue with the chariot. We may also just fire up the haven and get in for more damages. Leaving up 4 mana and just decides to heck with it. Okay, well, now we know. The opponent did not have the goods. No goods for the opponent. Well, that didn't take long. And we're off to a 1-0 start. We played 2 events yesterday, and we lost the first game in both of them. So it is a nice feeling to get a W before an L. That is always nice. Although, you know, the ultimate goal is just to get to 7 wins. So we did achieve that once last night, even with our loss in round 1. The first event, we lost one and then rattled off 7 in a row. The second event we did not get as lucky. We lost one, won one, lost 2 in a row. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. We ended up 2 and 3. That's what I know. So not a great showing, but that's going to happen sometimes. This hand is not obviously great. We've got a 2-drop, 3-drop locked up, but then we either have to draw things we can play or we have to draw lands. But that's a reasonable ask for this deck, I think. There aren't many misses. There'll be the other Huntmaster and the 4 Wrens would be the only things that we could not cast as long as one of the cards we draw over the next couple turns is a land, which I don't think is a lot to ask for. So we are going to keep. Let's see, we got a Plains, but it is not a snow land. I have often wondered what the snow is for in the white decks, and I still haven't figured it out. So this could still be mono white. I would not be surprised to just see somebody not play snowlands, because I think it just makes you weak to Redain in the mirror. However, this is probably the Pyre deck, the cleric kind of built around Righteous Valkyrie, I think. We do draw land, so that's great. We are honestly not very advantaged in that matchup. That I would say that is a poor matchup for us. They do tend to put up enough defense that we can't get through for lethal before they set up some much better end game than what we are doing. Portable Hole in the Ranger class is okay. I guess we could have bluffed an attack before we played the tracker. There's really no need to do it now. I think I should have. I think it was. There's no reason not to, honestly. That is a card that is bad for us. We don't draw a 4-drop. We do draw something to play, as well as we can crack the clue. So that's not the end of the world. We're going to go ahead and get the Haven online in case we do want to swing with the next turn. I don't think we will. I think we're happy just kind of... I'm going to attack in. I don't think he's going to trade the War Leader. If he does, I guess I'm fine with that. If he doesn't, I'll have to make a decision on our turn whether we block it or not, because we could just untap next turn and just a Natural Growth and really get him. Let's start off and see if he blocks. If he blocks, I mean, that just makes our decision kind of easy. We'll probably just drop Ren. Just chumping. Just the big old chumpskis. I don't know what that's about. I'm ecstatic with that. Yeah, we're just going to play the Pack Leader. I think we're going to crack the clue, end of turn. And I still think we have to block. Given the choice, I think we will block. They're going to be at quite a high life total. But they haven't gotten us a payoff yet. Okay, no, that's fine, because they presumably will take the Unnatural Growth, but that I still have a 5-drop to play. So I'm not as upset about that as I would be if they would take my only play next turn. Okay, takes the Rin, so he's kind of, you know, forcing me down the path that I was already thinking of going down. Let's see. I mean, I'm sure he attacks, but I think at this point I will trade the 4/4. Really. If you don't attack, I think it's really bad for you. Next turn, okay. Next turn I am going to play the Unnatural Growth. I am going to swing for all of the damages, draw a card, and the tracker will still be untapped due to Vigilance, and it will pump on his turn as well. So the attack does not get any better on future turns for opponent. Honestly, I don't even think yeah, I just got to be aggressive. Yeah, we're just attacking with everything here. Yeah. Drew land for the Huntmaster. I'm not sure if that's where we'll go next turn. Did I forget I forgot to crack the clue, didn't I? I got so excited about him not taking the growth and then not attacking with the War Leader. little things like that are the things that I have to clean up. I think I'm seeing lines better. Although I can't say that that's always the case. Watching back a video from yesterday, the first game of the first event that we lost, I definitely gave up too soon. I was frustrated with myself for missing something, but I did not see that I still had a line that would have won me the game, or at least kept me in the game. So I did not take it. So he's got one blocker to our a billion attackers. I am just going to go ahead and block the war leader. Yep, and I'm pretty sure he's just dead here. Sure. So now he's got no blockers. And we're just going to activate this here chariot. Or this here, not a chariot. We drew a chariot, but we're not using that. Activate the Haven. Get in with a whole bunch of huge stuff. And he's dead. Our opponent is dead. Excellent, excellent. Alright, so that went well. We did make one small misplay. We noticed it. I'm still just clicking through phases sometimes too soon. I get to talking to you guys about a play, and then I realize I'm running my mouth instead of hitting OK. And before I look down to really focus back on where the game is, I just pass to the next phase. I sometimes miss things because of that. I'm hoping I get better as we continue to stream and I get used to talking to you guys while I'm playing. I still think opponent's play was probably not ideal. I think leaving me with the unnatural growth was probably not correct, and also the turn he did not attack with the war leader, I think he probably should have, or the opponent probably should have. It ended up not mattering because, well, honestly, I told you I might have blocked if he had attacked, and that would have changed a ton, so it might have mattered in the long run. We are going to keep this. Cobra's probably not getting played anytime soon because I am incentivized just to play pack leader here, I'm pretty sure. And then we already have turn 3 lined up. This doesn't change anything. We are playing against presumably werewolves. That's the only real red-green deck that I know of. No turn 2 play. Probably going to burn this pack leader when I go to attack, but let's find out. Nope. Okay. We are going to play the Haven then. Alright. Let's see what he's got, what they've got for turn 3. I'm assuming it's like a Storm Chaser. Yep, Storm Seeker. Okay. I will trade here. Well, will I? No, I don't think I will because we've got Brawl lined up for next turn. Yeah, I don't think we will. I think we just take this. No blocks. We'll Brawl it next turn. Oh, wow. Okay. So, playing another forest here. Gonna Brawl, gonna pack leader, and get in for a bunch. Bunches and bunches. Put him down to 9. Draw a card. Honestly, if I'd played the Cobra that turn, I could have also played the pack leader if I'd played the Cobra before the land. So, once again, small misplay. I'm going to have to tighten it up a little bit, I think, if I want to end up taking this event with 7 wins. Just got to focus just a little bit more. I talk a lot of junk about the Cobra, but the Cobra's a lot better when I use it correctly. Or at least take advantage of the situations that it presents to me. And sometimes I don't feel I'm the best at that. That is one of the reasons I took the Lair of the Hydra out of the deck. So maybe in the short term I should be doing the same thing with the Lotus Cobras. I don't want them in the deck long term. That is, to be fair, they will get replaced when I get another Troll and or a Mammoth. Those 2 in the deck currently. I'm pretty sure we just get them here. We just Brawl. If they try and remove in response, we just save it with Inscription. So let's just try and enact that plan. I think if they do end up having enough removal to kill it, I'd rather them kill the tracker. I just want to keep drawing cards off the pack leaders. Okay, they allow that, and they're just dead. I like it when they don't have it. To be fair, I think if they had it, we had it back, but, you know. Let's not press the issue. Let's just win. Let's just win. Alright, right back in. I have fun. Well, that's not the best hand in the world. It's not terrible, though. We need to draw lands, clearly. But we got 3 turns worth of plays to tide us over. I think we're going to keep. The cat is being ornery again this evening. I don't know what her problem is. I'm not sure. I wish there was a better way. I didn't realize, or I didn't notice, I guess is more correct, whether or not the opponent had already chosen. No, we are on the play again. I think that's all 4 games we've been on the play. That is lucky. And the opponent also did not mulligan. So presumably they took a while and did not mulligan. That might mean they have a questionable hand as well. Mono white. No 1-drop though. That is nice. Really would hope to draw a land next turn. It is possible. One of the reasons to play the pack leader instead of the ranger class though here is that even without hitting my next land drop, I can still kill this aspirant with the pack leader. So I am incentivized to do that. It's not the most mana efficient play in the world, but if next turn I draw a land, I will be able to still Cobra plus Rangers class. And I mean, I just got to kill the aspirant. I have the opportunity to do it. I'm going to. If I don't draw a land in the next couple turns, we are just going to die. But there's nothing to be done about that. Except possibly mulliganing the hand. I mean, that would have been the thing to have done. Okay. I'm happy we got to kill the aspirant before that happened. They have another one. We're going to need to draw land. We do. And it is good enough. Alright, good. I think this is better than just playing the tracker. I get 2 blockers on the board. I think I would double block, even though the curve is only a 2-1, so I'd have to, well, maybe not now, because he's probably going to take the tracker now. And, well, if I hit a land, I still play Chariot, though. So, but if I hit a land with the curve still in play, oh, interesting. Okay, well, in this case, I think I will double block. Yeah, I'm not interested in him starting to put counters on the flyer. I have a play wrapped up for next turn, even if we don't hit a land. So if I do hit a land, yeah, it's the same thing. It's just not as mana efficient without having the 4-drop, but that's okay. And next turn I will be able to pump Rangers class if I want, to make it so that the, well, never mind. I was going to say so the tracker would be able to swing through the Spellbinder if he chose not to attack. I guess there's no real reason not to have him attack there. Drawing into the Chariot is great, obviously. Would really like another land next turn. Well, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. He still can't attack with the apparition, so he really is just adding 1 power to his attack this turn. He's just getting in for 4. It would really love a land next turn to be able to start blocking the Spellbinder. I think that would go a long way towards stabilizing us. We do. It's not the best land in the world. I'm quite a ways away from activating 2 Havens, but that is just fine. So we somehow have less cards in hand than opponent on turn 6 of the game, which is kind of crazy. But even still, I think I'm crewing with the cats. I'm not attacking with the cats anyways, so we're just going to leave 2 big beefy tree folk back. It's unfortunate we didn't find a spot to pump the Rangers class up, so I'm assuming he'll trade the chariot for the adversary, but that does cut down on his available power on the board too, so it is what it is. If he doesn't trade, I'm obviously ecstatic. Yeah, pretty sure they are incentivized to do that. But this Ren is going to buy me a lot of time, I believe. The Brutal Cathar is available to eat one of the tokens, so they can actually kill the Ren here. Chooses not to. That is amazing. So this turn, we're going to start by going up. And I think we're just playing the second chariot.
We will help you find safe ground.
I think that is the play.
Much growth here.
Okay, so we just hold down the fort this turn. Do we attack? Are we getting froggy? No, they just take the damage. I'm not getting in by chip damaging them. I just want to kind of keep my Ren bubbled over here. Next turn, if they have not pressured the Ren and I still have this tree folk in play to copy, I will probably go up again and just keep the Ren. If that tree folk has disappeared to another Cathar, for instance, I will probably just make another tree folk immediately so I can copy it with the chariot. Okay, so they are able to pump twice this time, if that's what they're into. And it is. Okay. That once again makes the chariot attacks not as good. But we did keep our tree folk and our Ren in play, so those things are good. I think I will go up again with the Ren then. I can also spend all my mana to get this Ranger's class up to level 2 and get this Ranger's class up to level 2 to make the blocks a lot more difficult for... honestly, it's not really difficult. He's just going to block with the Cathar and the adversary. I can't get it up to a 7 power to be able to kill both, so I'm still going to do that, I think, because I don't have much better else to do, but it's not as great as I was originally thinking. Okay, so we only got 1 land that time. We also lost our unnatural growth. Not the greatest thing in the world, but not terrible. We are going to need to draw a spell next turn, or the Cathar is going to flip if it's still in play at that point. But we will be able to get 2 shots at it, because if we don't hit a spell, we will just tick one of the Rangers class up to level 3 and be able to play a spell or a creature off the top of the deck if we miss on the draw. Plus we still have the token, so we've got like 3 hits. Although the third hit would have to be a pack leader. Do I go ahead and get in with the tree folk? I don't think this turn. I think once I make a copy and Ren makes a copy next turn, I'll start getting in with one of them. I think this is the last turn that I have to really keep up all the defenses. We are getting to the point where I'm turning at the corner. It is also possible that I should have attacked with the tree folk this turn, and I'm just turning a little bit too slow. He takes it. Oh, baby, you love to see that. Man, I don't know. Okay, well that's one reason. That's fair. Even with a double pump though, the Spellbinder is still going to die to one of the tree folk. Nothing else trades with a tree folk. I still don't think he can attack. I mean, obviously the second adversary is good for them here, but I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Okay. They should swing in with the Spellbinder this turn, though, because this is one of the only turns that it will trade with the Tree Folk. I mean, I guess next turn, like if he doesn't attack and I do attack with one of them, the double block will ensure that it trades one for one either way, so. Yeah. I think I'm definitely blocking the adversary with 3 cats. And I think I'm just taking the 7 this turn. Yeah, I think that's right. This is going to make my attacks with the chariot a lot better next turn too, because his stuff will be just as big as it was last turn, and my chariot's obviously bigger. He didn't feel like he could block it last turn, so he's probably not going to this turn either. And then I may actually still just not get in with any of the Tree Folk. We shall see. I will be up to 4 Tree Folk. I'm definitely getting in with at least 1. Yeah. Yeah, there'll be 8/8, so I'll trade with both things. If he tries to double block, he'd have to triple block. Yeah, we're in the driver's seat now. We do draw a spell, so we can. We're gonna make sure the Cathar doesn't flip if it's still in play at the end of the turn. We'll definitely go ahead and go up on the Tree Folk. We are gonna go ahead and do this now.
The will of the woods is made manifest.
We're still just gonna crew with these. Yep. Alright, get in. Maybe just 1 of the Tree Folk, I think. Yeah, I'm not interested in taking any damage next turn. So I'm going to have 2 blockers, plus I'm going to play the Rangers class, and I'll have at least 1 Haven up. Yep, this seems fine. Wow, okay. So, didn't force any chump blocks. Maybe that's a reason to swing with 2 Tree Folk, is so I can force at least 1 chumper. It's possible. Let's go ahead and can we still go up and pump a Tree Folk, or produce a Haven? And the answer is no. So I think we just have to Rangers class. And we can take that one up to a level 2. Yeah, let's do that. The old post-combat Rangers class. Should have probably gotten 1 more counter on something, but that's okay. We'll just end the turn here. Yep. Should still be able to block everything though. Yep. The old desperation mode. So we are just going to activate this Haven. Let's go ahead and block the flyer, obviously here. Block this here. Get my token off the tracker, and then we'll just chump block this guy. Yep, that seems good enough to me. I don't really have to chump block, but I think I'd rather be at 6 and not have to worry about as much, you know, in the turns to come. I mean, I think the game's over. I'm just, you know, being a little extra safe, I suppose. I don't think there's anything wrong with just letting the 4 damage through and go into 2. I don't think they have any way to punish us for that. But I also don't think there's any reason not to block there. We don't need that wolf to win the game by any means, so I think I'd rather be at 6 without a wolf than at 2 with a wolf in that situation. Okay, so we cleared our quest, and we are sitting at 4-0. So right back in the fray we go. GianX. Now this hand we cannot keep. We cannot keep a hand with 2 lands and 2 6-drops. And without a 2-drop. I refuse. Whew. This hand does 0 things without a 4th land. Hopefully that land being a snow-covered forest. Is this better than a 5? I think so. And of course the Huntmaster is here for us to put back. That is his primary duty in the deck. It seems to have been. Yeah, I think we're going to keep this. I'm not 100% happy with this, but we're once again on the play. That is nice. I think we've been on the play this entire league. Okay, so mono black it looks like. Drawing the forest here is obviously great. In a perfect world, we draw a 2-drop there, and then we draw the snow-covered forest next turn. But you know, I guess I can't be too. Okay, so this is the like Goldspan deck. Like the whole deck is more treasure based, and Goldspan is so much better. They produce so much mana. They can get it into play. Like if they had a way to sack this last turn, I mean they could. I think they can produce the turn 3 Goldspan dragon, and that's obviously insane. I mean, we don't have a 2. I would have loved a 2-drop there to be able to 2-drop plus Blizzard Brawl instead of the Troll. I think. I don't know though. It might not be that that's correct anyways, because even if I kill the painter, the Goldspan dragon still comes down earlier. It won't be as big, but the size isn't really the problem with Goldspan, because even at a 5/5, I can still brawl it. Now, if they can get it up to a 6/6, like if they, do this and get another treasure, and then next turn play a Goldspan as a 6/6, that's bad. I don't know if there's anything we can do about it, though. I think we might just have to spend 2 brawls to kill it. The other option would be just kill the Callan this turn. But then I'm wasting an entire turn just doing that, because I don't have another 3-drop or 2, and I don't think we can do that either. This is almost certainly a 6/6 Goldspan, though. Let's start with an attack. Maybe they even block here with the gas. That's worth it for them to take 3 damage for them to trample to get another token and make them a 7/7. But for me, there's no difference between a 6/6 dragon and a 7/7 dragon. I'm still going to have to use 2 Blizzard Brawls to get rid of it, so I don't mind that at all. Yep. They've got a big old dragon. Now, obviously, Dragonfire will end the game, because then I will lose one of the brawls and will no longer be able to kill the dragon, which is a likely card for them to have here. Okay, I can't get that up to level 2 this turn and still do any brawling, so I don't think my plan changes. I'm going to start with a brawl on the Old Growth Troll and just see where we're at once the dust settles. If I let the first one go through, just thinking I've misclicked, then the second one should get them, because the indestructibility will have gone through. Now, if they have a second dragon here, I'm completely hosed anyways, so, you know, there is that. Actually, cancel. Let's go ahead and play this, and use one of the, or use the wolf along with one of the cats, so we can still get in with one of the cats as well. We will copy the wolf. Alright, if they don't have second dragon, we're okay. If they do have second dragon, I mean, we're still kind of racing. We got a lot of things. You know, the dragon doesn't have vigilance. It's for another 7. We go to 5, and then presumably can win on the crackback. That is the hope. Ooh, that's not the best. Yep. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Unfortunately, we cannot force. I mean, we cannot trade with the Undeath, the prince theirs, because even if we were able to activate Haven and still pump, which we can, the Ranger's class, that would only be a 5 power creature. I think we just. I think we just activate Ranger's class and then pass a turn, make the 4 for it in a turn, and just try and swing around the prince. If he has another hasty dragon here, we are dead. That is the case, but there's nothing we can really do about that. So, yeah, we're just playing the cards we got. Dragon? Yeah, that's unfortunate, but good game, opponent. We definitely would have won next turn. Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, because any second creature he plays presumably wins him the game. I guess that's not entirely true, though. I don't know. If a different creature was there, and he leaves the Orcus back, we attack with both. The Orcus eats one, we eat the other one, and we just continue kind of in that stalemate. So, yeah, second dragon there was always going to get us. The Orcus was a very good play for him. Unfortunate. Alright, so did not pick up the 5th win. Sitting at 4-1 now. Jumping right back in. Bringer of Justice. You know, I was thinking about speaking of, well, I haven't spoken about it yet, but I was going to mention something baseball related. Did the Braves end up winning the World Series, or did Houston win yesterday? I honestly don't know. I know Houston was down 1-2 after the game on Saturday. Yeah, we're going to keep this. We can go Pack Leader on turn 2 and Cobra plus class on turn 3 if we draw land. Maybe not the best keep in the world, but yeah, I think if we do draw lands and, you know, the Cobra is able to kind of bridge us over our 4-drop perhaps if we need to. Okay, so we're still just enacting the plan. We have decided we're not playing around Jawar Disruption pretty much ever in this deck. Yeah, it's just a card we'll get out of their hand at some point. I think it's much worse to try and play around it and just give up an entire turn 2. Now, if they have the second one, that's a bit of a beating. Nice. They saw that coming. It's interesting that they wouldn't have just saw it coming, the Lotus Cobra. It does prevent me from utilizing the mana the next turn, but I don't know what they thought, but I'm happy they didn't do it. Let's see, so if I play the second Cobra and then play land, I would have 4 mana. That doesn't do me enough good, so I am just walking this Wren into another potential Jawari Disruption / you know, saw it coming, whatever. But as we've said before, this is the turn they can Memory Deluge, so we are interested in making them choose between interacting with what I'm playing and casting their draw spell to refuel. So Okay, so they just decided to do it in response. That is completely reasonable. Finally, on turn 4, we get to get in for some damages. They'll be all the way down to 18. It seems like the black-blue decks, the Dimir decks that I've played, have played less ways to clear the board than blue-red. You know, blue-red will normally play the 4 burn down the house, or some number of battle and frost and fire, plus the cyclone giant person. This deck, though, running the snowlands, is probably running, well, really only running 1 snowland so far, so they're pretty far off, 2 now, pretty far off Blood in the Snow doing anything reasonable. Blood in the Snow is not as impressive in these decks because quite often they won't have something to bring back. Now, the decks, or the times we lose to Blood in the Snow is normally after we've had to battle a Lolith. We finally get a Lolith off the board, and then they Blood in the Snow. So if they do play a Lolith in one of the next couple turns, I will be a lot more concerned about a Blood in the Snow. I am going to continue to play around a possible sweeper as best I can. So we're not going to overextend by any means, but we will try and get them dead, I think, before it becomes an issue. We're going to start by going up here, and then we're going to decide. I don't think we're going to play the Huntmaster this turn for that very reason.
Power grows.
And we're not playing it no matter what, because we whiffed on our 4 lands, so we don't get up to 6 mana this turn off the Cobra. I think I am going to play the Cobra plus the Rangers class. No, I'm just playing Rangers class plusing it. Yeah. The Fading Hope would be terrible for me right now, but he cannot bounce the token with Divide by 0, so I am going to put the Ranger class counter onto the Tree Folk and just hope that he wants to Divide by 0 this turn, in which case I'll still get him for 5. Okay, so, you know, in the black deck, they also have actual removal. That's fair. Bummer, man. I was going to make another Tree Folk next turn. It was rude. Or actually draw some land. I might have just gone up again. Even though I have the second Wren in hand, I might have gone up again just to try and actually draw land. But, you know, we still got a Chariot. Unfortunately, the Chariot does walk into a Jawari Disruption. The other option would be just to get the Rangers class up to level 3, but that's pretty terrible against Bounce. So we can't play around everything here, so I think I'm going to err on the side of just getting the Chariot into play. We're going to go ahead and attack first and see what they do. Okay, love getting them to 9. Just kind of want to get them dead here, right? Rangers class doesn't help getting them dead. There we go, no disruption. Happy to dodge that bullet in the turn and try and close this game out. Okay. If they Blood in the Snow here, we really want to hit a land, or... Okay, Crippling Fear also does it, obviously. So, I've not seen Crippling Fear out of the blue-black deck. It is interesting. Assembly Worker is a fine pick, sir. So that is unfortunate. We cannot crew the Chariot this turn. Unfortunate. We also cannot both play Lotus Cobra, and even if we play Mammoth as land, this comes into play tapped, we can't also Rangers class level 3. Man, this is rough. We need to start hitting lands. So I am incentivized to play the Mammoth as a land. I think if we're doing that anyways, just going up to level 3 on the Rangers class is better than playing the Cobra. I mean, if they now bounce my Rangers class, it is terrible for me. I'm normally not happy to see a land on top, but obviously in this specific instance, I am very happy to see it there. It means we'll draw it next turn, and then maybe under it will be a creature we can play. If not, we'll have to decide between playing the Cobra and the Wren or playing the Huntmaster. There's another land on the bottom. Not ideal. I think we're just Cobra plus Wren here. Yeah, because at least that way if he counters the Wren... Well, honestly, if he counters the Cobra, we're kind of stuck, right? But then he's wasted a counter, won't be able to deluge, and it's not one of our threats that we really care about. And if he doesn't counter the Cobra, then at least we're working towards something. And so, you know, next turn if we sneak in another Rangers class or a pack leader or another Cobra or something, maybe we'll at least be able to swing with this Chariot that right now is just sitting here not doing anything. Normally not a problem for this deck. It's a very interesting game, even against a control deck that the Chariot has just petered out this hard. Gonna have games like that though. Okay, so I'm not sure what's in hand, but I don't know at this point what's preventing me from getting a second token. I'm sure there's some black removal spell that he could play, but then he wouldn't be deluging, so he might decide that that's not worth it anyways. We're representing an attack for 5. Oh, well, you know, he could just kill the Chariot, I guess, but then he's leaving the 6/6 in play. I don't know. He's got a lot of options, and anything he does, if he does anything to prevent any of this, he will not be deluging, or they will not be deluging. So, happy either way. I don't think there's anything bad for us this turn. Next turn, we will clear this land by drawing it. We hope for some creatures underneath to start the Rangers class train going. If not, we will be able to clear once with the Wren, so that is a nice thing to have, you know, as long as it's still in play. Okay, fair enough. Got to remember to check and see that over there a little bit more closely. However, I still would have made this trade. The Chariot wasn't doing anything for me. We kind of saw how that it became a liability to me, and trading it in for something that next turn we'll be able to trade for the haul is very good. That's also fine. Obviously, I would prefer to have some way to pressure him this turn, but the alternative of just being able to resolve this Huntmaster is fine. I really kind of don't want to get rid of that unnatural growth, but I don't want to just not do anything with Wren this turn. Huh. Yeah, it is unfortunate. We are going up with Wren. We're gonna lose the growth. And since we're doing that, we're gonna do that before the Huntmaster. It is conceivable. Okay, we got another land on the top. I was gonna say it would be conceivable that we would want to see what's on the top and play that instead of the Huntmaster. It would have to be a very good card though, because this is going to require another sweeper on its own. And if he does that, then we do get in for 5 with the Haven next turn if they have to Blood in the Snow again. And like we talked about earlier, you know, they Blood in the Snow, and since they didn't have anything to get back, it didn't really matter. You don't play a 6-mana Wrath to Wrath the board. You play a 6-mana Wrath to Wrath plus something, and in this case, the something is getting back something from the graveyard that affects the board, and they didn't have anything meaningful to do, and so it's not, you know, if the mono green deck couldn't beat a sweeper, it wouldn't be a great deck. Okay, passes with 4 mana up. We of course hit a billion lands. So we could make another tree folk, but we lose the Wren. I'm not interested in that. I am just going to clear this land and try and hit a creature. I'm not 100% sure we even are playing creatures, at least pre-combat. I think we're incentivized to activate this Haven and get in. And then we'll see. We might just be able to get him here, and if not, we might be able to at least pressure him enough that they have to Wrath. If that's the case, I don't really know that we want the tracker in play, but I guess it does just, it's free because it's on the top. We just draw it next turn if we don't play it, so I'd rather just get through it. Let's start here though. This way, if we do it post-combat as well, we will be able to use the Haven for mana if it doesn't die. He could just Field of Ruin it here, and that would clear the tracker off. So that is one reason maybe to do it in a different order. But I'm happy to get him to use this field here. I'm going to find more Havens off the Wren, presumably before he finds more fields. And, you know, yeah, we're just getting in. And if he's spending money to try and kill the Haven, he might just die to this other stuff, or okay. Flunk. Okay, so they go to 1. And we are able to now fight with the pack leader. Not that that's really relevant in this matchup per se, but it does allow the pack leader to trade with the whatever the Hall is. Yeah, the Hall of Storm Giants. So that means I don't have to put the counter on it with the Ranger class. I will be able to put that on something else. Opponent's thinking about the way out. They have 2 deluges in the yard. I'm pretty happy we've been able to pressure them enough that they haven't had a chance to flash that back. They're almost halfway through their deck, so they could realistically have, you know, any number of things. I think the black-white or the black-blue deck still plays some number of epiphanies, so that is something to be aware of as well. So this to me is saying that they have some way to deal with this pack leader. Unfortunately, I don't think we have too much way to really do anything else. The one thing we could do is try and just go up with the Wren again instead of down. I mean, this could be a matchup where I just go up all the way with Wren. He hasn't shown me any bounce, correct? I mean, we haven't seen any bounce whatsoever. I don't know, let's just start by attacking and see what he does, or see what they do. Then we'll go from there. Soul Shatter. Okay. Unfortunate. So we definitely want to play Chariot there. So we've got 9 mana, that would leave us with 5. I'd have to go up 3 more times to get to the ultimate. Would we ever get there in Ultimate or Wren? I don't think that's really a realistic way to win, but we're not going to need help with, like, the tree folk's not going to turn the tide, I don't think. Let's just go up. Let's just go up again. Clear this off. Try and hit something we can play.
We will help you find safe.
And another land on top. We have not been able to get this Wren working very well with the top of our deck, unfortunately. Another Memory Deluge from hand. Okay. So it's interesting next turn. If we activate Chariot, I mean, this is all considering we don't hit anything to play to activate Chariot with the summoning set creature, but if we do have to use the kittens to activate the Chariot, then one removal spell will keep him from taking any damage. If we don't, and we just attack with both, then we can only pump one. God, these lands, I swear. We can only pump one with the Ranger's class, and so they still would just be able to kill that one. Oh my goodness. This is just ridiculous. I don't know what to say. Maybe we should just be making Wrens or Treefolk, but like, I just assumed we would just hit some creatures on the top at some point with all these looks. I think we just play the Haven, activate the Haven, just in order to be able to crew the Chariot. So at least we have that going for us. Alright, and that did it. Whew. Man, I did not think we were going to get there after those abysmal couple turns with the Rangers class. We did talk about that yesterday too. I did not quite realize how many non-creature spells we had in the deck. You know, we have the Chariots, the Wrens, the Rangers classes, and the Blizzard Brawls. That's 16. Plus we have one Unnatural Growth and one Inscription of Abundance. So we have 18 non-creature, non-land cards that we can hit, which is not great. Access Tunnel. Target creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn. Okay. So it's kind of like a secret passage. I think it's exactly like a secret passage. No. Is it? I think secret passage might be 2. I don't remember. No, it's more expensive, but it's any power, right? There's a power restriction on this. Yeah, I think that's right. Secret passage was a card that I played in a deck. I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to live in Wilmington, North Carolina, and that is the home of Cape Fear Games. And Cape Fear Games is run by Heath Newton, and Heath Newton is also the brains behind MTGO Traders, which is obviously a big player in the ticket game and trading game on MTGO. And they used to have this thing at Wizards called the Community Cup, and the Community Cup was exactly like what it sounded like. It was an event where members of the community, which Heath was a big part of, and still is to an extent, although I don't think he's as active as he used to be, although he may be, and I just don't keep up with things as much. So this hand is not great. We're going to mulligan this. Ugh. This hand's also not great, but I don't guess we're putting it back. So the question is, are we putting back a land or are we putting back the inscription? And I think we just put back the inscription. Yeah, I think we're putting back the inscription. It's questionable. But anyways, so Heath one year got invited to the Community Cup. I think he has done that a couple times, but the year that he did, this year that I'm talking about, the format, or at least one of the formats, was Ravnica block constructed combined, over the first 2 times they visited Ravnica. So the original Ravnica sets and then the first time back. So 6 sets in total. And the idea was to, their team, the team of streamers, had to come up with decks and compete against the team of like more competitive players or whatever. And so a couple of the guys that were either from the shop or worked at the shop, like when I say from, I mean patrons of the shop and people that were working there at the time. We thought it'd be fun to get together and try and build some decks for Heath to take up there and kind of have and contribute and kind of share with the team and see what they thought of them, and etc. So one of the decks that we played, you had to make concessions because you had to find, I don't remember, I think there were 6 decks between the team. I don't remember, it's been so long ago, and I hadn't really thought about this in quite a long time. But let's go ahead and attack. We're going to play the Troll. So anyways, you had to make some janky decks because you couldn't make all the decks just have all the powerful cards. So your goal was to use as many of the most powerful, or at least our goal going into it was to use as many of the most powerful cards as you could, and then come up with some more gimmicky decks to round out the decks. Decks that could win games, they could steal some games, but weren't the best. And one of the decks that I came up with was, it ran Pack Rat as its only threat, and then it ran all 12 of the transmute cards, the 2-mana transmute cards. So Muddle the Mixture. God, and honestly, I forget the other 2 cards because they see infinitely less play. Let's see, what are we doing this turn? Let me stop running my mouth and try and figure out what we're doing. I think I'm just pumping up this Ranger's class and then playing the other Ranger's class post-combat. And I think I am going to, despite Trample being good with +1/+1 counters, I'm a little bit worried about him dividing by 0 my Troll, so I'm going to just pump up the Ranger class, or the Wolf token with the Ranger's class. Okay. I'm happy to ramp here. I can play an Unnatural Growth next turn, possibly. If that's something I want to do, I will have that option. So anyways, the deck that I built was Pack Rat, which was not seeing a lot of play at the time. And all 12 of the transmute cards. Oh, that's not great for us. Okay. Let's see, what can we do here? We can... It's funny, the 5 green pips in the Old Growth Troll and the Pack Leader are kind of keeping us from doing that. So our options are either Old Growth Troll plus level up the other Rangers class, or just drop the Unnatural Growth and just have it on the field. I don't think I can do that, so I think I am just going to play Old Growth Troll and pump the other Rangers class. And so you go. Yeah. So anyways, it was the Pack Rat, the 12 transmute cards, and then 1 Cyclonic Rift. In hindsight, probably, should have been more because that card ended up being very good. But at the time, it was just play your lands, find some way to transmute for a Pack Rat. If you have to, use the Cyclonic Rift to reset everything, get your Pack Rat down, and it'll just take over the game. And it also ran some number of Secret Passage, and they weren't any good in the deck because, obviously, when the Pack Rats are still small, they don't need the Secret Passage because it's not worth it, and when they're large, they're probably just, eating multiple creatures, chump blocking at every turn. So, but anyways, that was a memory that came to me when we started talking about the card that looked like Secret Passage. Fun times, fun times. I don't think they ended up using any of those decks. They ended up having better options once they got on site. They got together as a team and started figuring things out. And I don't remember what happened that year. I don't remember if the Heath's team won or not. I don't know. It's been so long since I've thought about any of that. Man, what are we doing here? They missed a land drop, right? We're playing a land. I should probably stop running my mouth and actually do stuff. I think we're just going to attack, see what they do with this Troll. I'm pretty interested in getting one of the classes to level 3, so I think we're just doing that plus the Pack Leader. So let's just start with an attack. Are they letting me attack and get in for 6? It looks like they are. That is exciting. That is, in fact, exciting. So we'll go ahead and start here. I don't think he's countering this. I think he wants to deluge this turn. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. That was by far the least important part of this turn. Okay. Good game, sir. Or opponent. Alright. So I think that moves us to 6-1. Or 5-1. I think it's 6-1. Yep, 6-1. Good, good, good. All good things, all good things. Let's see if we can close it out. We've run out of both water and tea. I'm going to try and finish up this event before we pause to go get some more. So So hopefully we win this one. I mean, you know, win or lose, there can only be 2 more games in this event, so I think we'll just soldier through and then take a pause in between events to refill the old liquids. Not the best. Don't have a 2-drop. The opponent's actually getting to go first. How unfair, chat. How unfair. I think we are going to mulligan this and look for a 2-drop. And we found the 2-drops. Excellent, excellent. So what do we put back here? Honestly, I think we just put back a snow-covered forest. We're still probably going to play the mammoth on turn 1. But if we put back a forest, and then since the opponent's going first, if we immediately draw a snow-covered forest on our first turn, we can probably hold off on the mammoth and try and play it as a spell. But if we draw anything other than a land on turn 1, then I think we will just play the mammoth. Okay, so I think we're enacting plan play the mammoth as a creature. Looks like we're in the mirror match. I'm not ecstatic to be down a card in the mirror, but we are on the draw, so you know it's kind of like we're at card parity, but are behind because we're on the draw. So really don't want to see a Blizzard Brawl here. I'm definitely trading here. Got a snake skin. Sometimes they do this. Or inscription. They got an inscription. I'm still happy to trade an inscription for the pack leader. Like, I still have to find a way to deal with this 5/5 now, but I mean, inscription's going to get me at some point. If I'm trying to race, mammoth is more damages. I guess we're trying to do that for right now. Until we get a double block kind of situation to hold off this pack leader. And I'm definitely not doing that next turn. I'm not scaring the attack off with my, you know, 3 tapped lands and a 4/4. So I think I am just going to play the mammoth this turn. Next turn might actually even be pack leader plus ranger class. Just to be mana efficient. Okay. Oh, they missed a land drop though, so they did not get to pump the ranger class or the pack leader up to a 6/6. I'm happy to see that. Okay, gonna start needing to draw some more stuff. Although I guess we have turn 5 completely using our mana as well to play the troll plus level up the rangers class. Now, do we attack? If we... Yeah, I think we have to hold this back, because if we don't hold it back, the next turn he can level up the Rangers class, and then they will be able to attack in with a 6-power pack leader, and we will not be able to threaten a block even with our own pack leader plus Rangers class. It'll only be 5 power. So we do have to leave this back, so we are not attacking. It's unfortunate. The way it played out, the mammoth was worse than the troll, but I think it was still the right idea with the information we had at the time. Love to see opponent miss a land again here. I do think that if we have an advantage this game, it may as well be a mana advantage. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely just trading off here, trading things. We're behind, so I think we're incentivized to do this. I don't like it, especially since they just drew a card off the pack leader as well, so they've got 6 cards to my 2, but I'm kind of hoping they just blank on lands for a couple more turns and we're able to leverage some way to get back in this game. Okay, and now we try the brawl. That's cute. That's cute. Clearly, that would have been another great draw with the mammoth last turn, but we were just a turn off from getting there. And they still, last turn, did not draw land, so we'll see if they get one. They do not, but they draw a sculptor. We're going to kill that. We're going to kill that for sure. we are going to see what's on the top of our library first. Okay, it's another land. So even though this will give away everything in our hand, we're going to go ahead and play this because we just want to keep hitting our land drops when we have a Ranger's class in play. Then we are going to Blizzard Brawl. We're going ahead and doing it now because they're definitely not blocking with their Sculptor. Oh, they may have a Snakeskin Veil here. Wow, they do. Alright. So he's also indestructible this turn too. Oh no, just hexproof. Okay. So still not blocking, so I still get to get in for my 6 damage. So that's good. But they now have 4 mana, and that's bad. And they're up to 5. Okay, we're probably in trouble. Hopefully we can leverage this Ranger's class in a way that, you know, now those being only 4, oh man, just more land on top is not great for us. But the Tree Folk are only 4/4, so I can definitely, I have to decide, do I want to kill the Wren, or do I want to just try and get him dead? Honestly don't know the correct answer here. I will be able to kill the Wren, so he's not incentivized to block. Man, really didn't want to see that land on top of the deck. Really didn't want to see that Snakeskin Veil. I really just wanted him to die. Why won't you just die? What are we doing? What are we doing? I think, unfortunately, I'd have to kill the Wren. I'm just hoping this Ranger's class starts agreeing with us. It's really been ornery this set of matches. Yep.
We did not choose this.
Alright. I need some creatures under that land, please. Yep, I accept. That was another downside of
I will protect
killing the Wren, is they could have just had a second one. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what they say is most of the time screw beats flood, because they need one land and then they can play a whole bunch of stuff presumably that's put up in their hand, and when you flood, even one hit just gets you one card. Now we're in a situation where one hit could snowball and we could hit like 5 or 6 things on the top of our library, but we are not getting there right now. Unfortunately. So we cannot even double block, or we can't attack, they'll just double block and we trade 1 for 1. I guess we can do that and that's fine because we get the troll again off the rebuy. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Are we killing the Wren again? I guess we are. I guess it's a lot less likely to have a second or a third Wren. Yeah. It does not matter. But we're keeping the Tree Folk under control, I guess. We'll just keep playing lands so that if and when we ever draw anything else, we'll have enough. Even after sacking 1 to the troll, we'll still have 8 land available to us next turn. Okay. Alright. 8 and 6 is 14. That puts us at 1. I don't think there's any way out of it. Oh, we had to tap the Sculptor though, so no, never mind. He's only getting us for 8 this turn. Never mind, he's getting us for 10. 11. This is going to have to be a heck of a... Well, that's not been great. Good game, opponent. Man, that felt pretty rough. That felt pretty rough. I guess we've been running pretty good though, so I can't be upset that we got the downside of variance in that game and just could not get through that clump of lands fast enough to take down the win. We are sitting at 6-2 now. We are at the rubber game no matter what. We will be done after this one. Hopefully we can take down the 7th win. against the Investor with a, is that a Rakdos? Is that who that was, that avatar? I'm not 100% sure. Well, I think we're going to keep this, and if we don't draw the third snow-covered forest in time, it'll be our own fault. Or is that, I don't think that's Rakdos. I think it's, what's the one, Planeswalker? I don't even know. Not sure. But he's milling us. Oh boy, we are so dead if we don't hit a land. Or a spell we can play. We just need to do something. Wait a minute. Ugh. Well, that didn't seem great. Stop milling my snow-covered forest. We need those. We need those. Badly. Oh boy. Okay. Well, maybe we should have gone back looking for something better. I don't know. I feel like a Hideous Laughter here is okay. I accept that. That is going to guarantee that they had a land, though, if that's what they're digging for. I mean, not guarantee, I suppose, but all but ensure. Okay, so they are just going to lose that card, right? Yeah, they're not getting there. So that's fine. I don't like seeing those Blizzard Brawls go either. Oh my gosh. Well. This is unfortunate. But we said it was a questionable keep, and maybe we should have just been more diligent in our mulligan decisions. I didn't think it would be quite this bad, though. Yep. There's some more of those lands I want. How many lands has he milled? Ooh, uh-oh. Is this Hideous Laughter? If this is land Hideous Laughter, I think we're just dead. Oh, Maddening Cacophony. It's not as bad. It's still bad. Yep, we're down to 19 cards, and they've still got 4 cards in hand. So now we kind of, any land we hit, well, that's a spell we can play, so I'm not going to complain. I was going to say any land we hit, we would just use it to attack with the Haven. Yep, there's 3 more lands. That's just how this league is going to go, I guess. And did that finish us off? No, we still have cards in the deck. All 5 of them. Not anymore. Okay, good game, opponent. We finally lost to this mill deck. Unfortunate, but just did not come together, that draw. I have to go back and look at that one again. You know, our major heuristic for keeps has been 2-drop and 3 lands, but in this case, the 3rd land was not something that could play the Old Growth Troll, and we just did not get anywhere close to doing anything for the rest of the game. So let's go ahead and grab our stuff. Oh, we did finally end the mythic freeze streak that we were on. So let's see what we got. We got another Tainted Adversary. That is starting to see some play in some decks, so I guess that's a good one to have. I have not really ever noticed how close the icons are for Midnight Hunt or for the D&D set. The set symbols do look pretty similar. But Tainted Adversary, what is this? True Polymorph, target artifact or creature becomes a copy of another target artifact or creature. Okay. Don't think I'll be playing that anytime soon. And then we got the Grizzly Ghoul, the pretty bombtacular uncommon limited card, but once again, probably won't be seeing any playing constructed. Happy to have the adversary though. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. I'm going to run and refill the water, and when we come back, we'll try and get through another one. I think we should be able to get through another one in a reasonable amount of time. And like I said, I've been trying to end in between events, so we're not coming back in the middle of an event. So I think we're going to try and do that. But yeah, so I shall return in a minute. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Alright, welcome back. We just finished up our previous event at a 6-2 finish, and we're getting ready to jump back into our second event of the night. I'm going to quickly throw the deck list back up on the screen. We won't talk about it much. As always, if you want a more detailed description, it should be coming soon to a highlight video on Twitch and a hopefully separate video on YouTube. But for now, just take a quick gander, just get an idea of what we're doing. I'm gonna try and get this cat resettled here. I was afraid she's gonna sound like we're causing her bodily harm anytime I try and move her. She's very fussy when she's not getting her way. But I think she'll settle back down on the cushion. She got up when I got up to get the water, and now she's not wanting to settle back down. Although she honestly wasn't where she was supposed to be before either. I thought she was back here on the pad that we had set up for her, but she had snuck up to the bed where you guys know she's not supposed to be. So she wasn't doing what she was wanting, and wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing, and that's probably why she was so quiet back there. She's like, well, I'm getting away with this right now, so I'm gonna be quiet, so maybe you won't notice. But when I got up, she got down, and now she doesn't want to settle back down. So I think she's good now, though. Just wanted a little bit of attention, I reckon. See, when she's over here, I can just reach over and pet her, but can't do that when she's on the bed. Pekandalf. I like that name. It's a good name. Very strong name. Let's see. Not anywhere close to a keep. No, thank you. Nope, she's not settled. She's decided to go through this song and dance at least one more time. We are going to keep this, like I said, we normally wouldn't keep this on 7, but on 6 I think it's better than a 5. We're going to put back the chariot. We're going to maybe get thrown a 2-drop, but if we don't, we definitely have a 3-drop locked up, and hopefully we'll just hit a couple lands and curve out starting on 3. Okay, opponent did mulligan as well. Presumably the mirror again. Although we didn't hit a 2-drop, a Blizzard Brawl is a nice pickup. They do have a 2-drop. I'm jealous. Jealous. Okay, we pick up our 4th land. That's pretty good. Okay. If they don't play a land here, I am gonna brawl the sculptor. Am I taking a turn off to brawl the sculptor? I think I am. Like, I'd love to play another creature here, but I mean, they didn't hit a land. How can we not do this? Okay, we have to let that one live. If we draw another brawl, we can chariot plus brawl this turn. Didn't get there. Never lucky. Now, do we play Rin this turn, or do we play Chariot? I think we play Chariot. The reason is, even though it's not as mana efficient, if we play the Rin, then we either can't attack with the Troll, or we give up the Rin if he attacks him with both. Now, do they attack him with both, considering they hadn't been hitting land drops? If I let them untap with a Sculptor, probably not. But I still think the Chariot's a better play, and then next turn we'll be able to hopefully attack him with Chariot and copy the token off Rin anyway. So we're wasting a little bit of mana, but I think since we're running out of things to do with our mana anyways, it's not as important as just making the best play every turn. They had the Sculptor live and they drew a land? That's not fair. Why? Why would they do both? That's not fair at all. That's what happened last game too, right? I killed a sculptor, they played a second sculptor, and it lived, and then they played a land drop. Ooh, that's brutal. All right. Well, honestly, then if they kill my chariot, they are missing out on the sculptor really doing anything. So I don't think they have another 1 mana play. So we're gonna get in front of their 8 here. So they're probably gonna be starting having a chump block with things. He'll probably chump block with the wolf and end up taking 6, going to 5. Huh. Okay. If we had played Rin last turn, we could have charioted plus Rangers class this turn. That would have been pretty nice. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. But maybe next turn we'll be able to pick up something else we can play with this Rangers class. I think, honestly, it might be better just to play the Rangers class anyways to start pumping up the Old Growth Troll. I don't think so. I think just having Rin is gonna, well, no, we're going with Rangers class. The reason for this is, once again, I want to attack with everything, and I would only be leaving back 1 blocker. Now, granted, he's so far behind, maybe I'm worrying too much about my Rin dying and not thinking about just if he swings back, he won't have enough blockers and I'll just kill him. That's definitely possible. Yep. Taking 7 here. I like it. They have their own troll. I think as of right now they're still dead. They need another play. Ah, there we go. Okay. So now presumably... Oh, never mind. They're just dead. They're just dead. Yep. They're going to wait a second to see if I miss it. Okay. They saw me click on it. They were like, ah, I've had enough. Alright, so that time Flood did beat Screw. So that's nice. Moon Silver Key. It makes such weird cards, right? It's like, what's the purpose of this getting a artifact card with a mana ability or a basic land? Like, that just seems so random to me. I don't know. But then again, random cards are just as fun. They'll probably end up being some weird combo deck with it eventually. Like, that ends up getting both the pieces too, or something. Like, there's 1 land in the combo and 1 artifact, but the artifact just has like some stapled on mana ability that's really also there for no reason in particular, and because of that, it is able to get both pieces of that combo or something. It'll be some historic deck at some point, I don't know. Yeah, this is obviously fine. I am going first, so I will be playing the Mammoth on 1, so the Brawl won't be active on turn 3, but as we've said before, in most matchups, Brawl is going to be good at any point throughout the game. Probably playing against the mirror here. Pretty happy to see that troll in the mirror. Okay, happy to see the 4th land, especially as the 3rd snow land. Am I playing Tracker or Troll this turn? I think the answer to that is Troll. I guess I'm going to offer this trade. Okay. Man, it's like we're playing the same deck. I mean, we've literally had the same play each turn for the first 3 turns. That's pretty hilarious even for mono green standards. So the 2 options are level up Ranger's class and attack in. They may just take it, and our follow up isn't great. It's like Inscription Fight. Either either way, we're ramping them. So why don't we just kill it efficiently and play the better threat, right? So I think we're just going to brawl the troll, attack in, get in for 5. We'll get in for plus the wolf. The wolves will probably trade, and then we'll play the tracker. Chat, I didn't play the land first. That's the first time I've done that in quite a while. Wow. Okay. We didn't play the land first. Wow. We're gonna show them the shame land, and then we're just gonna play our tracker and pass the turn, and we'll try to recover from this terrible turn of events. I don't even think I don't know. I guess at this turn we still attack. Boy, that was not the best way to start this game. They have second troll and a brawl of their own. They have 3 snowlands in play. They did not make the mistake I did. So fair enough, opponent. Well, it's not great, but, you know, we're just going to have to plot on. We probably lose this game, but it's not over. And, you know, sometimes you just got to realize your mistake, realize you made it, and just keep on trying to win the game. So I guess my plan now is to... Boy, they've got all the trolls. Holy cow. Troll is way better than tracker in this matchup. So the fact that we've had 1 troll and they've had 3, and I let mine die when I shouldn't have. Okay, so we draw another troll. That's exciting. We're pretty far behind. My plan was to, if we had drawn a land, just go ahead and inscription to get my troll bigger and kill his larger troll. That's obviously not going to happen. I also don't think we can afford to just... Well, honestly, yeah, we can... Yeah, we can actually go ahead and just pump with Ranger's Class here and attack with our troll, get it to a 5/5, and then next turn decide how to use our inscription, or, you know, on their turn, decide how to use the inscription. And if a good opportunity doesn't present itself, we can just crack a clue and try and kick it for full value the next turn. So now we get to blow this out, right? So pretty happy with that. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Now, do we want to offer them the ability to blow us out? That's the question. I think the answer is yes. I'm not interested in going to 6 against a trampling troll with 2 more on the way. So, if they've got a trick, fine. We'll just have to see what that looks like. And they don't, so that's nice. They've got 3 more trolls coming. But one thing at a time. One thing at a time. We got a big troll. And a second troll coming. And a third troll. Okay. So this is looking... If they just make 3 trolls in a turn, we only are able to produce 1 chump blocker. Well, it would trade with another troll. So they'd get in for 9, put us to 2, but then we would kill them on the way back. Yeah, I think we just attack here. No fear, no fear. Blizzard Brawl wins them the game. But anything short of that, and I think we're okay here. Oh no. Okay, that's okay. Ezekiel's Chariot is okay. Oh, man, I'm nowhere close to playing this Huntmaster, am I? Well, he definitely has enough to just block, but I would be trading a lot of material for my troll. I think I do offer the trade. Of material for the troll. I mean, I kind of have to. Opponent is thinking. What's their best block? Probably just 2 trolls and a cat. Or just all 3 trolls. I'm not going to get big enough to get over that. I mean, they have to at least block something on this, right? I think I am attacking with both. They have to block it. They can only block it with a cat. But I think that's okay. I do, yeah, I think this is fine. I want to start leveraging my trolls. And if he does... Didn't I just... I literally thought I was attacking with... I thought I had attack all. I guess I'd already selected the troll. Not played well this game. That's unfortunate. Yep. Yeah. Just, yeah. I think I was supposed to have attacked in with the other troll as well. But I didn't, so we'll just have to try and get him from here. Ooh, their ranges class is going up, but... Okay, so the question is, do we play the mammoth as a creature or a land? I might just go ahead and... Let's just get in with the trolls and see where we end up. Honestly, if he has to block both trolls. If he kills both trolls, we can still play Huntmaster this turn. Kind of incentivized to do that. So let's just attack and see where we get. Yeah. Oh, this is good. He only kills 1 troll though. So I won't get to hunt. Excuse me, won't get to Huntmaster. But now I can Mammoth plus crack a clue. I could also just make the Huntmaster or the troll it in turn, but I'm not interested in doing that. So let's go ahead and just Ranger class. No, I can't do that. I have to... What I'm concerned with is if he drops something that's a token producer, and then like a Wren. Like if he drops a Wren, creates a token, then uses the token to crew the chariot and gets another token. Well, that's still not the end of the world. I mean, it's bad though. I gotta start hitting land drops, I think. Let's just go up. See what's there. Okay, another ranges class. We're gonna play this as a land. Alright, pass turn. Alright, that does not crew a chariot, nor does it produce a token. Okay, that does crew a chariot, but he can't. He gets no value, so he's not going to do that. Another ranger class on top. This has been the story of our lives. We can play the Huntmaster this turn, though, so that's nice. We can also, instead, because what he can do right now is... Well, no, actually, no, he can't. Yeah, we're just playing the second Rangers class, forcing him to double chump block here. Yeah, honestly, I like that quite a bit. Okay. Well, chat, we did not play well that game. Let's be honest with ourselves. I'm sure you were probably yelling at me in the chat a couple times. If you're, well, obviously nobody on Twitch was, because I only have one viewer lurking right now. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you've probably gone hoarse from screaming at the screen. But I think sometimes you're just going to have games like that. And you just got to not allow the 20 seconds or whatever that you dwell on your mistake to creep out over into the rest of your game. You gotta give yourself a few seconds to realize what you did, and then you just gotta clear the slate and say, okay, well, how do I win from here? You know, we are here now. I'm not just gonna scoop this game and say because I made a mistake you can have the win. That's just unrealistic. So from this moment on, how do we best win from here? And that's what we tried to do, and it worked out for us that time. I think the game would have been much easier had we had that third land in play before we played our first Blizzard Brawl, but we recovered. So that's how you know, if you only win the games you're supposed to win, you'll probably be a decent Magic player. But if you can win some of the games you're not supposed to, right? That's where you're going to pick up some percentage points and really make a difference in your win-loss record, I feel. Yep, we're going to keep this. We're not going to play the Mammoth as a land, and we're going to try and get him. Playing its Jew with a haul to start. I really like having the trackers when I see a haul. I feel as though if we can get those clues into play. Now that was a great pickup because we now presumably will be able to kill the egg. What are we playing this turn though? We're probably playing the Mammoth this turn because it's the most damage, the most immediate damage. We can also attack first and see if he blocks. He might be afraid of the inscription and not block. And honestly, we could just go ahead and get Ranger's class active, and if he does block, then post-combat we could brawl. And honestly, even if he doesn't block, right? Post-combat we can just kill the egg. I think we're fine letting him get some value pumped into the egg before we kill it, though. Let's just get another creature on the field. Yeah, I think if we wouldn't have taken so long on this turn, it's possible that he wouldn't block. But after how long we took, you know, it's pretty likely we don't have anything there to punish him for blocking. But it's free to attack, so may as well see. Gut check the opponent. Okay. We'll be a little bit concerned if we see a... Okay, I was going to say a untapped blue source, because then I'd be worried about a bounce spell, possibly a Fading Hope on whatever I try and target to kill the egg. I'm not interested in letting the egg go another turn, even though in theory, you know, he can't play, or opponent can't play 5 mana value worth of stuff next turn. I'm not interested in pushing that issue, and you know, they get some treasure out of some spell, and then they use all their mana plus the treasure, and they flip egg, and then I don't know. That seems pretty far fetched. But we don't have anything better to do with the one remaining mana anyways, so we are going to brawl plus get a tracker into play. Next turn, probably just getting in with the Haven. We don't want to expose too much stuff to the possible sweeper on turn 5 out of opponent. It's going to probably be a post-combat Rangers class level 2 as well, but nothing to be done about that. I guess if they bounce the Haven, I won't be able to do that, but we're applying a lot of pressure here. They're kind of incentivized to bounce the Haven, though, if they're going to sweep. 2 damage and destroy an artifact. Okay. So I can... this is already attacking, or no, it has not attacked yet, so I can choose to draw a card or attack for 4. I mean, he's still dead right now. Yeah, this is fine. He still just dies, right? This is 13 damages, and you're at 12 life, so... Oh, I lost the tokens. Okay, got it. Let's just go ahead and level that up. Both my tokens gone. Yep, fair enough. Good play, opponent. But I think if you sweep, you die to the Haven, so I think you're still dead here. I think you're still dead. That was a heads-up play by opponent, though. Ah, on the old devil plan. I like it. You are going to lose to the Blizzard Brawl in my hand, but you do not know that at this time. Got there, got there. Diagraph Rebirth. This saw play in a reanimator style deck we played against. He didn't play this card, but I saw it got flipped over and the flashback gave it away. But I don't know how I feel about that. I guess it's kind of free if you get to the late game to maybe have one in there to discard and then play out of the graveyard or something. I don't know. But the Reanimator deck smashed us. It got out of turn 4, I believe, Coma. And this deck can't deal with a Coma, especially on turn 4. But I thought the deck was pretty interesting. I had not seen a standard Reanimator strategy to this point, so I was very interested in it. It's one of those things your mind really wants to jump. You see a cool thing, and kind of as a builder and a tweaker, you want to just like try and build it or a version of it and see where it's at and make changes to it. And just the card availability is not there for me right now, which is somewhat frustrating. But I've mentioned before, part of the fun I feel in these kind of free to play, style of games, the free to play model. One of the things that I find enjoyable is building up a collection and playing what you can with the available cards that you have. Starting out with mono green, or starting out with the werewolves, we kind of parlayed that into mono green, and then I would assume that the next thing we build will be green X, something else. I'm actually pretty interested in the Catilda deck, but the Catilda and then the Rite of Festival. I don't know, the thing that you draw cards whenever you play creatures or enchantments that turn. But there's not much overlap, even though they're both green. There's not much overlap between the two decks, so I don't know if that's going to be my next kind of spot. Honestly, I think maybe a green-black kind of mid-rangey deck. Binding of the Old Gods kind of teaming up with some of these threats that we already have might be kind of cool. Hadn't seen too many lists for that though. I'm not interested in brewing too much right now since we are playing the events instead of on ladder. If I was playing on ladder just for funsies, it wouldn't really matter at all. We're gonna mulligan this hand, but since we're playing in the events to try and build up gold to draft as much as we can with the new set when it comes out, we are incentivized to play things that are at least tried and true. But like we talked about, maybe we will take a little bit of time to play some stuff on the ladder, and maybe that gives me a little bit of ability to brew something up with the card availability I have, and then if it does work on ladder, maybe take it into some events as well. I think we're going to 5, unfortunately. I think the Brawl not working with the Mammoths plus the Huntmaster being kind of dead, I think we just gotta go to 5. Yeah, I mean, we're going to put back. I honestly don't think we can afford to keep the Brawl. I think we got to keep 3 lands, the class, and probably the tracker to leverage the clue. I don't know. Well, yeah. Well, our 7 and 6 we're not going to win against mono white anyways. I have a mantra that's if you're 7 don't win, you got to go to 6. If you're 6 don't win, you got to go to 5. And if you're 5 don't win, you got to go to 4. You just got to keep going. If the hand you've been given is not going to win, then you can't keep the hand. A lot of the people I used to play with, would tell me that I'm mulliganing too much, or they'd question, when I would mulligan a hand, and I'm not interested in, playing a long, grindy, drawn-out game that I'm going to lose eventually because my hand is not good enough. If my 5-card hand I feel is going to be better than the 6 that I've been dealt, then I'm going to 5, and I'm been pretty satisfied with that, outlook throughout the time I've been playing Magic, and I don't think much would have changed, especially when you could be up against a deck like Mono White. I mean, that previous hand that didn't have a 2-drop, it had one more card in its hand, but it was not going to produce a threat on turn 2, and then we're just, you see how far behind we are now, and we had 2-drop into 3-drop. Just imagine if we didn't start affecting the board in a meaningful way until turn 3. I just don't think that's a way to win. We're obviously trading with something here. I think we're just trading with the Spirit. Not only does that prevent him from possibly having any more flyers in the future, but they have to continue to put mana into the Haven to continue to attack with it. I mean, like I've said before, I'm still pretty sure we're pretty dead here, but yeah, especially because we can't produce a threat this turn. We're going to have to sack this clue and try and hit a 2-drop, I think. We don't hit. We got close. We'll lever up our Rangers class. Keep the opponent guessing. Maybe maybe that's a meaningful play in this game. You never know. Aspirant, excellent. And Redain, even better. This card is such a beating against mono green. It's also the reason if anybody knows why the mono white deck plays the snow lands, I mean, is it just for Haven? It can't be, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I just think maybe you don't play the mirror match as often as these win you a game, but I don't know. Questionable. I mean, we're clearly just dead here. I'm just going to scoop it up. If they could have killed me last attack, that's great, but I'm not going to pass the turn and let them swing in. I'm not going to waste the time to play spells meaningfully to do that. So 3 and 1. Right back in. Oh, the deck I was referring to earlier, the Pack Rat deck that we talked about building for Ravnica, combined Ravnica block constructed or whatever it was called. It also had one signet, one Demir signet that you could transmute for. I think it was only one. There might have been four because it was Excel that you could play. Um, I think there was only one though. I don't know. That's you don't think about stuff like that, and then you wish you would have. I wish I would have all that stuff. Like I wish I would have written all those deck lists down and everything that we did with those. But clearly, you don't think about that at the time. You're just kind of having fun for an evening, getting together with some friends and drinking some beer and playing some Magic and brewing some decks and stuff. But um, mono white twice in a row. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Hmm. I still struggle to think about what's better between the pack leader and the ranger class here. Clearly, like in the face of removal, it depends on which removal spell they have, right? Um, that does make it so tough to play around. If when it was only apparition, you kind of could work that out. But when they could have apparition and they could have Cathar, um, it just makes it much tougher. I think I'm just gonna play the pack leader. Because if they had nothing, I guess I'd rather want the pack leader in play. Okay, so they have the apparition in this case. So the reason why it would have been better to have the Rangers class against apparition is the apparition can't take the token, so it could have taken the Rangers class, but we still would have had a blocker and would have taken less damage. The reason I didn't want to do that in the face of Cathar though is if they just Cathar the token, I don't get anything back if I find a way to kill the Cathar. Now, maybe me finding a way to kill the Cathar since I didn't have it in hand was just wishful thinking, so maybe I should have played the Rangers class. That's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that in this scenario where I don't have a brawl already locked up, that given the choice I should be playing the Rangers class. I'll have to keep that in mind for future matches. Just him, huh? Weird. I mean, I guess not too weird. I mean, he's not attacking with the apparition to give me a token, and yeah, if he's not attacking with the apparition, he can't attack with the familiar because I'll just eat it and take 4. I mean, I take 4 damage to hold off 4 damage for every turn thereafter, but I think I still have to block. It also ramps me so I can conceivably double spell next turn, or just play a chariot if I don't hit a land drop. If I do hit a land drop, I'm probably playing pack leader plus tracker. Just combat another adversary, that's fine. Yeah, I think I just play chariot here. Not happy to draw the second chariot. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh boy. Oh boy. Now they could overextend here. If they get a little bit too cocky with this attack, I think we've still got outs. I think this is fine. I think I can just take the 4 and kill the adversary with the. I don't think I'm activating chariot. That's the choice, right? If I activate chariot, I trade it with the familiar. I don't think that's how I win the game, though. Honestly, though, it could be because next turn I could drop a second chariot and have a ton of blockers. No, I think I just block here because next turn, if I hit a land, I can still pack leader plus tracker, and if I don't, I can Rangers class plus pack leader. So no matter what, I'll have 3 blockers in play. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can hold out long enough to turn this around. Not looking good. That is a very good draw from an opponent. Bummer. I'm going to need to find a Faceless Haven very, very soon. That does grow the familiar as well. Yep. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess it wasn't necessarily a good draw because they definitely had one of them last turn. So this is over. Yep. Only the 6/6. Okay, so I'm definitely trading the chariot and the cat. Am I, or am I trading chariot? If I activate chariot, am I banking on the fact that they kill the chariot with the familiar? Because if they do, I can just block with the pack leader and then not have to give the. Oh, no, cancel. I think in order to win this game, I'm going to have to get incredibly lucky. I don't think this matters, but if I have any chance, I think it starts with him killing this chariot instead of this pack leader. Okay. That did go to plan. We draw a third chariot and nothing to do. We didn't draw land. Like, I would have loved to play Ranger's Class plus chariot this turn. I also would have just loved to draw a... I mean, we're just dead. We're just dead. They get to activate both Sentinels, so yeah, none of this matters. But we'll make them see it. Maybe they don't see it. Let's attack with the tracker. No, we're not attacking at all. Okay. That's a blue creature, right? It's only a 2/2, but it blocks. Is it a blue creature? I'm pretty sure it's blue. Yep, blue. Nice. Okay. I mean, that's nice. I don't think it's going to win us this game, but if they attack us down low enough, we might be able to... No, they're at 31. We're not stealing a game with unnatural growth. We can swing for big damages, but not that big. Not that big. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So the question is, do I chump block this turn? I don't think so. Well, maybe, because if I chump block this turn and then I draw a Faceless Haven next turn, then the advantage of doing that is I'm at 1 extra life, right? If I block the big one twice as opposed to blocking the small one and the big one next turn. Is this thing green? Yeah, it's still green. Okay. I think we are going to block the big one. Nope, didn't draw the Haven. Bummer. Let's just get him. Let's just freaking get him. Game sir. Oh, No blocks. There we go. 2 mono whites, 2 losses. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Alright, so 3 and 2. Going right back in. Maybe Arena always has me doing worse on the second event because it knows that I want to go to bed. Or maybe I just play worse because I'm tired. I don't know. Probably the second one. Probably the second one. Alright, wheatfieldsports. I like it. I don't like that he's an Ajani avatar. If there were ever any, credence to be paid to their avatar, I don't like seeing a white aligned avatar when I desperately am trying not to play against mono white. We are going to keep this hand though, very serviceable. We're on the play, very serviceable. We're saying hello to our opponent and mono white. I just want to tell him no. I just want to say no. I don't want to play, but I have no choice. I have to play. The alternative is I just end the league at 3 and 3, and I don't want to do that. I'm probably going to end up at 3 and 3 anyways, but I don't want to force it that way. Now I'm just getting in here for 3. I'm gonna have 1 blocker for his ground creature. I can't block the flyer either way, so let's just get in. Do I want Troll or Tracker here? Since he has 2 very questionable threats, I think I'm just going to play Troll again. I am somewhat concerned about this deck being the more no, I don't even know. I was going to say the more double spell version, but then it's very weird that he wouldn't have done something with that mana last turn. I'm not 100% sure. I think we're just playing Troll and trying to get in some tramples. Normally not racing with the mono against the mono white deck, but we find ourselves here. Unfortunately, gonna take this Tracker. I don't think you can play the Brawl because the Brawl is my only play right now, anyways. Yeah, so if you take the Brawl, I can still just play it as my only spell, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, drew into the land. That is not ideal. So what's the play? What's the play? I think we just play the Faceless Haven, kill the Spellbinder. Unfortunately, we can't then threaten to pump the pack leader, but we can't attack with the pack leader if we don't kill the Spellbinder. So I think we'll kill the Spellbinder with the Troll since it tramples. And we'll just attack, we'll draw a card, and we'll see if we draw a card that we can play this turn. And we do. Hey, that's I mean, it's not the best hit we could have had, right? But I mean, it's definitely a playable card, so I'm not going to complain one bit. Okay. Do just get a little bigger, but we are pretty ahead on the board. Love to see that. Did we just fire up the Haven and get him? I think so. We just want to end this game as soon as possible, right? Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just get him. If they don't kill the Haven, I can still play this Rangers class post-combat. Oh, I'm happy to have both pack leaders still in play too. I mean, granted, I've traded this Troll 1 for 1, but you know, that's kind of fine, right? Oh, I didn't play the land pre-combat, and that's gonna bite me because I could have enchanted the untapped land and been able to play the Rangers class. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, do they both have first strike? Oh, well, whatever. I didn't know that. But they're at 3. I'm pretty happy with that still. So they are the double spell deck. They just had a very slow start. Oh, wow. Okay, well, we got some work cut out for us trying to close. That is a good draw. So we've got 6 mana available to us. I think this is just going to be Chariot plus Ranger class, plus have the Haven available next turn. Those are all good things. Question is, are we attacking first? I think the answer is yes, because it's possible that he has to block with Adeline this turn, and I want to be able to pump the pack leader to get Adeline off the board and get in for a damage, and then probably just trade with some of the other stuff. The only thing untapped that has first strike is this, so yeah, I'm just getting in first. Draw a couple more cards. This probably means I'm only putting the Ranger class into play this turn, because I probably will have to pump the pack leader, but that's okay. Yep, I'm happy with all this. Okay. Okay. Trying to decide if there's any reason to play one over the other when it comes to Rangers class or pack leader. I guess there is, because like the trample's still going to be a relevant threat for him next turn. And I've got plenty to do with my mana, so I'm not worried about going up with the Rangers class anytime soon. Okay. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I still think I'm just getting in, and then post-combat playing a Rangers class. Honestly, that doesn't sound great. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably just playing Chariot plus class here and just passing. Save the turn I attack with the pack leader for when I can actually draw a card off of it. Alright, I like this because now I can make the troll end a turn. Okay, he's had enough. Alright. Whew. Finally took one against a mono white opponent. It was an interesting build. It was more creature centric with the Adelines and whatnot. Did kind of have that moment where I did not know that I knew that the ground creature, the guy with buyback or whatever it's called for the creatures, I don't know, I don't remember the keyword, but the chaplain, whatever he is, I knew he had first strike. I did not know the bird had first strike. A 1/2 flyer with first strike for 1? That's crazy. That's, I mean, it's obviously not breaking the metagame or anything, but just, I mean, just, man, we've come so far from Suntail Hawk. That's just insane. Power creep at its finest. Ollin-Khan, another white avatar with a little bit of, oh, what's her daggone name? Stoneforge Mystic, that's her name. No, I don't think I will. I don't think I will keep this hand. That, no, just no. Not interested. So what am I keeping here? I'm definitely. I think I'm kind of in the same boat. I have. No, because I'm on the play this time. So I think I have to put back a land, whether it's a snow cover forest or the mammoth. I guess there's a small chance that eventually, like Field of Ruin kind of gets me if I have the mammoth, and I have no real reason to keep it. So I'm gonna keep 6. I'm gonna put the mammoth back, and we're gonna just start getting in. Okay, we got just an island, plain old island. Interesting art on the island. Okay, so it is. Is it? Is it? Is it? Seems like we're getting disrupted here. We are, indeed. No double blue, so no countering my spells this turn. Can probably kill the pack leader if we want, though. Could also divide it by 0. That would be also something that they could do. And it's not turning out great. We've got 1 or 2 too many lands for what we've got in our hand right now. Okay. Luckily, we're so far down in cards that they can't get teachings. So there, opponent. Oh, they just decided to filter, huh? They felt like they had all the things locked up. Oh, I see. They're digging for lands. I think science is just better at digging for lands, right? I don't know. This is. I mean, it worked out for opponents, so what do I know? If I could get this up to a 6/6, I would. Really wish we at least had a haven here. I don't think we can afford to pump. We got to place on most of the board. If they sweep, they sweep. At least I'll have the token. Okay. It's fine. We're just playing it back out anyways. I don't like them putting it on the top, obviously. Alright. Let's see if they sweep us. If they do, we do not have a lot of gas with which to rebuild. Yep. They got the 5th land. They got an egg. Okay. Okay. The egg, presumably, I can get with the inscription. So they could divide us. That would be a blowout. But they don't have Saw It Coming mana up, and we can play around the Jawari Disruption. They could also just burn the creature we try and put on. I think we have to use it defensively. If they try and kill one of our creatures, then we can obviously use the inscription at that point. And I think if they block the pack leader, I can just give it trample. So if they take just 7 here, they're dead next turn. Yeah, I think we're just using this defensively if and when they try and make a move. So I will be able to kick the abundance. I won't be able to put the pack leader back down this turn though. But I'm going to let this resolve so we see what they get and they don't know about the inscription before they decide what to do with their... okay, so they got a sciences. So I'm definitely attacking. And then I'm also going to go ahead and do this. Alright. Okay. Goldspan probably just has to sit back and block. No? Okay. So maybe representing a Fading Hope here? Or just deciding they can afford to go to 2. I mean, 2's not dead, you know? 2's not dead. I'd love to see him crack that clue in sciences. That would be amazing. Go to 10. Sweet. Alright. Oh, well, okay. They hadn't played a land, so they can still Fading Hope me out of the game here. If they have it. Okay. So we'll see what they do on their turn. We might, if they deal with the tracker, we can crack the clue. If they don't, I think we just got to keep the clue available so we have the tracker at full power. Iteration, okay. Really is such a good card. Kind of like a draw 2 for 2 mana, but it's also card selection. But the downside is sometimes you have to, it's only like drawing 1.5 cards because you lose it at the end of turn. Okay, so that's a good thing that he decided he could not attack with the dragon. Love to see that. Now the question is, do I sack the clue? I think I do, because even without the clue, the tracker is still attacking for lethal, and it still eats the Goldspan dragon. So I think we just want to find more stuff to do. Glad we drew through that, obviously. Okay, so nothing to do with it this turn, but the pack leader does also represent lethal, and it doesn't really cost me anything to do that now. And the Faceless Haven will be another threat that, you know, they'll have to deal with going forward, so that's good. We also draw a card. That's also good. I think, you know, them letting me draw the card is pretty telling here that they're in a lot of trouble. Could have also just been a mistake. It was, in fact, a mistake. Okay. Now are you also just chumping with the dragon? We're digging. We put a card to the bottom. We draw another tracker. That's great, obviously. We are chumping with the dragon. Now do we have an effect that either saves the dragon or at least trades? I mean, we probably have a burn spell to at least trade with the tracker, but yeah, I love that. Love that. So we're obviously playing this. Are we countering this? You know about this. No, you're not. Okay, we're playing this. We're playing this. Are you countering this one? You probably have a Memory Deluge in your hand you desperately want to cast. Okay. Okay. I don't know why you would have done that earlier in the turn, because with the dragon still in play, if you do that, you still have 4 mana up. I'm not sure. I think anytime you have a spell that creates treasures, and you're gonna block and have your dragon die, you should probably play all those spells before your dragon dies, just to see what you draw. you know, and maybe you draw something that keeps you from having to make that play. Okay, I guess maybe this is for a sweeper, but we still got the land. Oh, maybe you're gonna make devils. So you're gonna make devils. This is probably making devils. No? At this point, I don't know what you're making. Because you only got 4 mana available. Maybe you haven't played a land this turn. Maybe you have land plus burn down the house? Okay. I don't think that any of this matters. Well, I guess you could still have another removal spell for the Haven. Oh, I thought they got 4 things. Is that not how iteration works? I guess not. Okay, well, good game, opponent. Yeah, I guess the first iteration copying the second one makes 2, and then there are 2 iterations, and they both copy the... Yeah, it's not multiplicative, it's just additive. Okay, so there's a ton of these guys in standard. I don't remember there being so many of these. Is that something that Wizards is kind of just doing now? I mean, they're in black, they're in green, they're in white. You know, this one's obviously not seeing any play for 5 mana, but it's a crazy effect to have so many of. All right, so sitting at 5 and 2. Still rolling, still rolling. Mizy. Okay. Hand's not great. But we do have a hell of a curve starting on 3, right? I know I don't like to keep hands that don't have 2 drops, but I mean, we've got Troll locked up. We've got Chariot locked up. Any land gets us to Ren. We have a Faceless to provide us with something to do with our mana as well. I think I'm going to keep this. If we get run over by mono white, fine. But I think this is a fine keep against anything other than mono white. Okay, in the mirror match, it's great. And we drew the 2 drop. Okay. Okay. The cat is back and still not settled. This got us into trouble last time, but I still think we trade. Okay. I'm happy with that. They have a mammoth. I have a troll. Short term, he might be able to get in damage, but I don't think he's going to win off that damage. And I think over the long haul, the troll is a much better creature to have in the matchup than the mammoth. So I'm happy with where we are right now. Yep, no blocks. Okay, they've got a chariot. So do I, but being on the play is really helping them out right now. I think that means we can't even afford to attack with our troll, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we're just chilling. Trying not to get run over here in the early game. Like, I just don't want him to have a land and a Ren and just us not be able to kill both the Mammoth and the Chariot, or at least the Chariot with good trades. Like, I think I'd much rather trade both the cats off for the Chariot than the Troll or my own Chariot. Although maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to look at that turn again. That's one of the things that I'm hoping to do with the stream, is just look at those turns that I have questions about maybe after the stream, so I don't have to take as much time during the games. I'm happy to maybe lose a game to a suboptimal play to have the ability to go back and look at it later. Okay, so I had to play another valley here, so no Ren this turn. That's good. Giving up the chariot for presumably just a cat token when I'm going to be able to get a tree folk token next turn with my Ren is good for me as well. Okay. So I'm just trading both cats for the chariot, and I am not blocking the mammoth, and we're going to 10. This could just be a second chariot here. This second chariot would make a lot of sense, honestly, but I don't think that changes what we're doing here. Okay, just a troll. The troll will trade for my chariot. That's okay.
Speak you, the trees can fight their own battles.
I think I'm actually tapping the old growth troll here. I'm not attacking with it. I'd rather have the 5/5 to block. Just taking it. Okay. So just trying to win the short game here. And it's possible I get run over here. I don't think it's all that likely, but maybe it is. Not sure. Let's see what opponent wants to attack with. Okay, no land for the mammoth is good. All at me. So I think we're just back blocking the biggest threats we can here. An inscription here would not quite be lethal, but it would be very hard to beat. Definitely got something, because he got a long pause here. Okay, but we are just going to damage. Okay. Okay, so 4, 5, 6. As much as I want to play another Ren, I think I just need blockers on the board, so I think I'm going up with the Ren to start.
Rich soil.
Get a couple lands, play land. Play the tracker. Let's get rid of this stuff so I can see what I'm doing. We'll start off by playing the pack leader. 1, 2, 3, yeah. And then play the tracker. This allows me to crew with the tracker. The reason that's better than the troll is the troll, you know, represents 2 creatures. It also, if I block and my troll dies, I can put it on that land and then crack my clue at end of turn. Okay, so can I just kill them? Let's say they block a 6/6, they take 14, they're not dead. Okay, so I don't want to do that, obviously. So just the chariot coming in. Gonna make the troll. Yep. As of right now, I've still got 5 blockers to their 5 attackers. Okay. I also have a Haven, so I think we're okay there. So I don't think, because at this point they can't inscription plus. Okay, this is fine, obviously. Wow. Okay. Oh, you didn't even pump the Rangers class up? So this is... not sure what this is, but I'm definitely going to blockers. Blocking here, blocking here, blocking here, blocking here, blocking here. So, yeah, this insulates myself as much as I can against any sort of, pump spell or anything like that, trampling over or anything, but it's the best I can do, so hopefully it's good enough. I can't think of what they would have here, but I don't know every card available to opponent. Oh. Okay. Apparently they had nothing good, and I guess that'll wrap it up, huh? So we'll just go ahead and go to attackers here. I guess we'll go down with Ren. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm playing around at this point, but...
The will of the woods is made manifest. Do not unheed the trees. They prepare for war.
I think he's just letting me kill him, so... Congrats to opponent for letting me do this, I guess. Good game. Alright. We got him dead. So we're sitting back at 6-2. We've got another chance to close one out with 7 wins. It's pretty exciting. Right now we are sitting at exactly 75% win rate as we ended the last one at 6-2. We're now at 6-2 again. So this is kind of like the breaker. Are we going to finish above or below 75% for the night as well? It'd be nice to get that 7 wins once tonight. It'd also be nice to go ahead and get to bed. I do like to end around 1. It's sitting at 1:30. We're not quite finished yet, so... Well, this is a great hand if we're playing against something aggressive. If we're playing against, like, Is It Epiphany or something, it is not great. But I err on the side of hands that are better against mono white, and then I just kind of go from there. So not giving us any information. Oh, they are giving us information. That's so kind of them to do it now. I appreciate that. And it is a mountain. Interesting, interesting. So I don't think I'm playing the Mammoth as a land. So I think we just play a forest and say go. Okay, so we are some sort of Izzity deck with Evolving Wilds. Not seen that before that I can recall. Unless it's Mill. This is the Mill deck again, isn't it? Isn't that what we lost to 6-2 last game? We lost our 7th win to Mill, I think, before. This has got to be the Mill deck. One does not just play Evolving Wilds in their Epiphany deck. What are they foretelling in the Mill deck though? I don't know. I'm under the assumption this is Mill. Because of that, I'm playing the Mammoth. I just want to get him dead as quick as possible. So we're playing the Haven into Mammoth. The brawls are not great here, but if they find rune crabs, we're going to love that we have the brawls. So, I don't know. And if they don't have rune crabs, maybe they can't get us fast enough, because that is one of their major sources of mill, if this is in fact the mill deck. The Evolving Wilds is a big, selling point to me that it probably is. Okay, so you're just going to lose that, so that's fine. I'm okay with that. Fading Hope the Mammoth. Okay, so you're just kind of treading water. Putting one on the bottom. Like it, like it. Unfortunately, we are going to waste a mana here because we don't have anything to do with our 1 mana because they have no creatures for me to brawl. How unfortunate. I think we're still playing the Mammoth instead of the Tracker. Like, we've got plenty to do right now. It is possible, I mean, if he's wanting to bounce stuff, it is possible that the Tracker might be the play, but Mammoth still represents at least 1 more damage immediately. So, we're going to try the Mammoth again. Okay. I really wish that was the the Tracker. And he put a card on top. They didn't hit a land drop, so it's presumably a land that they put on top. So this turn, now that we're out of lands, I think we're playing the Tracker. Maybe we lead on Ranger class. Like, I'm really concerned that one of these is a saw it coming. Honestly, I'd rather have the Ranger class than the Tracker if it's a saw it coming. I think over the course of this game, it's going to provide me more advantage. Maybe I actually try and get cheeky and play the Mammoth to see if they counter that with the saw it coming. I think maybe we do that. I mean, if they have no other play this turn, they're going to waste their turn if they don't. Okay. Now, the problem with this play is now, if this is a Jawari Disruption, they get us. But what are you going to do? They were going to get something with Jawari Disruption. The other play would have been to Rangers class first. Okay, well, that worked out. I mean, you gotta play this land. You didn't keep something on top that wasn't a land. That's just not what happened, right? I don't think so. I mean, I haven't done any damage to them, but they haven't milled any cards. If that is in fact what they're doing, I don't know what these foretold cards are. Okay, so they did draw the land. So that is a thing that has happened. Are they just doing it now? Are they? Just getting it. Nope, they're thinking about it. They are just doing it now. Okay. So presumably they're getting another blue source. If they don't, then my token is probably dying, but we won't have to worry about any sort of counter spell for the next turn. Although I am worried about the Cinderclasm. Yeah. Oh, it's a... I guess I'm not. I guess a Demon Bolt or whatever is the other one that I'm worried about. But that's not a mass damage spell. That's just a 4 damage for 1 mana if you foretold it spell. So I guess I'm not as worried about that. Do we just go up all the way on Rangers class? I guess that he's showed me that they play bounce. So they probably also, like, they played 2 Fading Hopes. They probably also play Divide by Zero. So going up to level 3 is not great against Divide by Zero. We're definitely going up and then attacking. Let's just start there. I think we're just doing this. Try and leverage that as soon as possible. And there it is. There's the crab. Mill confirmed. Alright. I still don't know have any idea what the suspend cards are. They've got to be Saw It Comings, I guess. I don't know all of the suspend cards. So I think they're either Demon Bolt or Saw It Coming. Let's go ahead and just brawl this crab now. Let's just do that. Let's start there. Love that he didn't have a fading herb there. If he did, or if they did, we would have just played the pack leader off the top and then played another brawl. Yeah, I think we're just playing this pack leader off the top, playing the troll off the top, and then even if they sweep, we've not given up anything in hand for that. So this has all been free and just clearing off stuff from the top of the deck. So pretty happy about that. Pretty happy about that. Playing the land, getting them for 5. I don't think the mill deck normally runs sweepers the same way that just a Epiphany deck would. So like, I mean, they may run Burn Down the House, but I'm not really expecting that. I think it's gonna have to be one of those Clasms. Okay, so Dual Strike I didn't remember had Foretell. So this could be like 3 Hideous Laughters, which is interesting. Yep. Okay. Let's see if it's enough to kill me. 30 cards left, 20 cards left. Last one, 11 cards left. And do I represent lethal? I do represent lethal. Good game, opponent. Whew. We got there. That mill deck, man. The first couple times I played it, we just kind of rolled over it. But, I mean, I guess not. Even the first time we played about it, we talked about it was still kind of close, you know. Couple Hideous Laughters, and we were at like 17 cards left. And yeah, it's reasonable for sure. Seems like a fun deck. I wonder how. I mean, it's clearly got to be worse against mono white, and well, but it runs the Clasm things, so I don't know. And it's probably got a very good Epiphany matchup. What's this thing do? When you roll one or more dice, Farida, Devil's Chosen gains flying and menace until end of turn. If any of those results were 10 or higher, draw a card. Yep. I hate all of the dice rolling mechanics, so obviously I hate that one too. So the thing is, I don't play D&D. I never got into it. I never had anybody to kind of play with. I think I would enjoy it, you know, if I was ever given the opportunity to play it. But you know, some of my friends have tried to teach me how to play miniatures and things like that, and I've never really gotten us into that either. Although it's been fun, I just you know, if you think Magic's a money sink, get into miniatures. And you know, I've never been one to spend a ton of money on that kind of stuff. I'm very thrifty, and luckily I've had some friends that have been able to lend me quite a few of the Magic decks that I've played. So you know, that's not something I was really interested in, but in those sorts of situations, in D&D, in, you know, miniatures games and whatnot, that's just accepted as part of how the game is played, just rolling dice and seeing the outcome. I think since Magic has not had that as part of its mechanics for so many years, that now having it in the game, it just feels worse when you have to use a dice rolling mechanic and then it doesn't do the thing that you want it to. I don't know. So to me, I don't like a lot of the dice rolling cards, but I know they're not for me, right? They're not for me. They're for the demographic that also plays D&D, and I think for them that's probably a pretty big flavor win. I don't know. What are your thoughts? If you are watching this on YouTube, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the dice roll cards. We did get there on the 7 and 2, and we get rewarded with a second mythic of the night. So after a long dry spell, we finally have kind of broken the floodgates and gotten some mythics. So let's see, we've got Torrent Sculptor, which is a modal dual face card. On the front side, we have a Merfolk Wizard for 4, 2/2 with Ward 2. When Torrent Sculptor enters the battlefield, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Put a number of +1/+1 counters on Torrent Sculptor equal to half that card's mana value rounded up. I mean, okay. On the back side, it is a sorcery for 2. Discard a card, then draw a card. When you discard an instant or sorcery this way, Flamethrower Sonata Deals damage equal to that card's mana value to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. So it if you could discard anything to it, it would honestly be a pretty good way to enable a reanimator strategy and act as a removal spell, right? But since it only kills something based on an instant or sorcery, I guess I'm not as high on that. But yeah, I'm not fancying this card too much. And then Mila, Crafty Companion, is another MDFC. On the front, it is a 2/3 for 3 Legendary Fox. When an opponent attacks one or more planeswalkers you control, put a loyalty counter on each planeswalker you control. Okay. And whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of the spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Now the second ability is pretty strong. On the back, you got a Luca, a 6 mana Luca for 5 loyalty. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. If a creature card was discarded this way, draw 2 cards instead. Okay. So, speaking of reanimator strategies, I guess, although, like, discarding your fatty when you're already at 6 mana is probably not ideal, and I don't know how you would cheat this into play. If you're cheating this into play just to get a creature in the yard to then cheat the creature into play, that's pretty convoluted, so maybe not the best reanimator card upon further evaluation. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh, so it does a reanimation as well. This is like a reanimator planeswalker. It gains haste, exiled at the beginning of your next upkeep. Okay. The emblem, you get an emblem with whenever a creature you control enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage with its power to any target. Okay. Yeah, obviously not something that I'll probably be playing anytime soon yet either, but happy to have it, so it's in the collection now. Portable, as long as we don't have 4 of these, I'm happy to have another one. So, and if we do have 4 of these, I guess it's vault completion. I've not gotten to open a vault yet. I think the last time I looked on untapped.gg, I was like at 53% or something like that. So, probably will not change much until we start drafting Crimson Vow and presumably get some duplicate commons and uncommons, and maybe get to open that vault for the first time. Alright, well, either way, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. It's about 1:45, and I'm got to head off to bed. Thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight, and thank you for everybody who is watching on YouTube. I hope everyone has a great rest of the night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Since we don't have any viewers, we have one viewer, but they've been lurking, so I don't think I'm going to raid anybody tonight. Really going to try just to raid people when we have viewers to come along with me, and especially it's pretty late. Like, if I could just go and hang out with another streamer for a while, I probably would, but I'm getting off to go to bed anyway, so I think we'll just wrap. So thank you, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow.